Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today on Thirsty Thursday. Today, thought it would be a beautiful idea to really see what Source Spirit has for us with this new moon. We're kind of like in that cusp, just a few days outside of the new moon. So sometimes it's nice to know, like, what we're being asked to see, if you will. So, what I'm going to do is first, I'm drinking on some lemon ginger probiotic tea. You can get it at your local Walmart. I think it's a Bigelow um, type. So it's all about trusting your gut, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Just following my intuition, trusting my gut, making sure I have healthy flow. Not that I don't, but I really was feeling some lemon ginger tea today. The Dove Crease. So, alright. See what spirit source has for us. What's the universe trying to get us to become aware of? So right now I'm just gonna shuffle these. I've already shuffled them, but I felt like I should shuffle them again just to see if anything flies out, catches. Okay, okay. It's interesting. I pulled that card the other day, so it's a similar message. Thunder is on the bottom. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna talk here. So we got the Time Master. So how do I put this? We're breaking out of the the patriarchal way of doing things. So things are being asked to be perceived with a different um, perception. You can take that a step further. You are the master of your reality. So what you do with your time is what ultimately is building your reality. So you could say that this new moon is kind of asking us to take a moment to reflect on our shadow and kind of like what we're doing in our reality um, to to make our manifestations come to reality. If that makes sense, like first you envision it, right? You feel it, you know it's true, and then the universe presents us opportunities to then make the choices that best align with us. So, the Time Master, time is a construct of human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spin in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential, at one vast and all encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. So, time is infinite, right? We live in a multidimensional reality now, but what does that mean? What does it mean to live in a multidimensional reality? It means that we are the creator. We have the ability to quite literally do whatever we seek to do in this reality. We just have to allow ourselves to step outside of the time construct, outside of what we perceive as time, as past, present, and future, and see it as this now moment. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, the owl. It's very synchronistic. The owl's been coming up a lot. I also have an owl tattoo on my arm. So we're gonna see what's up. Ooh, the owl is master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it's dark, and it is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and find your lightness in the darkest moments of your life. and to embrace the night as your ally. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors, and you may acquire their wisdom and make your own. So, make sure that your moves are transparent, that you're being open, not only like with others, but mainly with yourself. And let go of the worries. You know, remember, you have all the time that you need. Sometimes you just have to be a little bit patient for whatever you're manifesting. So think about this. Whatever you're manifesting, it has a frequency. And that frequency, you have to match the frequency of what you are seeking to manifest. So sometimes our manifestations seek us to be patient. That it's more of like the seeds that you've sown. In order to reap them, sometimes you have to wait for them to kind of like do their thing. So now I'm just gonna pull a spirit animal card. I really enjoyed working with this deck. It's by Kim Crans. It's Animal Spirit. It's an amazing deck. The artwork is beautiful. The messages are absolutely amazing. It has an amazing, vibrant energy. So I'm gonna go with those. And I haven't actually. They just flipped over. Oh, I didn't realize that there were 3. Alright. So it looks like there are 3 energies coming forward. And very interestingly enough, we have fire, water, and earth. So it's really, and you could say you have air here with the owl. So taking a different perspective, clearing your mind, being patient. We're gonna see. So the earthworm is, I love earthworms. They're actually really cool. The earthworm. Look at that. Isn't that really cool? Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm. At some point along the way, the earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insight. So, right now, I'm seeing, like, don't be afraid to speak up. Essentially, like, Spirit's going to let you know when it's time to say something. Whatever it is that you need to say. Whenever it is that you need to say it, you will be alerted. You will be, like, and I'm kind of seeing this with a scorpion. I haven't actually gotten to the scorpion yet, but with the scorpion, it's like you'll know when the right time to strike is, right? With the time master, you'll know the right time to strike. So don't be afraid, don't be self-conscious, don't be apprehensive. You've been, like, you're emitting patience, and you're gaining new insights in how to master your reality. Let's see what we got here. The fish. Really love this artwork here. Restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Pardon me while I find this beautiful scorpion. Passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their careers are important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they left feeling burned. The scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fire but fun self. So yeah, I'm seeing, you'll know, like, it's almost like you've been asking questions about your reality, and maybe you've been waiting, or you don't know when it's gonna happen, or like, I don't know. It seems like this new moon is going to be really transformative if you allow it to be. This new moon energy can allow you to see things with a different light, right? Really only one card that really wants to come out of this deck, and that's really cool. So let's see what we got here. So you got the Page of Wands, right? It's a really beautiful card, isn't it? I love the artwork on this. Page of Wands. So don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid to step into yeah, don't be afraid to step into your life purpose or your soul mission, or don't be afraid to assert yourself. Don't be afraid to make the wrong decision. Don't be afraid to just kind of let go of your fears. That's what I'm seeing here, is like you're really learning how to create your reality and how to manifest and how to weave this dream. And this new moon is really may bring some situations or bring some events into your life that could really offer you the ability to see things in a different light. And so sometimes that can be like, maybe you experience something that can be perceived as negative, and it's not necessarily that it's negative, it's just that you know, this one thing had to happen in order to open the door for something else. I keep seeing things today. So my vision is on 100. Alright, so if you're not familiar with this deck, it's a soul deck. It's a deck, oracle deck. And Spirit has a very big message here. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. So this shadow is going to allow you to illuminate your own, this new moon is going to allow you to illuminate your own shadows. Not exactly sure what I said before that, but that's what I meant to say. And this card, I've actually pulled this card before, and I see this face here, right? Like there's this, holding this face, and this face, like it's like you're looking at yourself in a different perspective, in a different light, and because you're being able to perceive yourself differently, you have the ability to perceive the world differently, which then allows you to open. And this is where the sacral chakra comes in, because I'm seeing the orange here too. This is where you have the ability to open your creative channels in a different way if you allow your shadow to be illuminated. Like, sit and reflect with yourself and how you interact with other people. Like, what are you get upset about? What makes you feel, anger, or maybe some jealousy? Like, what are these emotions? Where are they coming from? Like, what is it about that situation that is making you feel these things? Journal about it, right? Get that energy moving and flowing. Use it to create. allow yourself to see these emotions not as a heaviness, as a weight, but as something to be used as creation, because that's ultimately what it is. It's like this creative potential that like really sits right before us. And because we're afraid of the darkness, which is our shadow, we then become afraid of what we're creating because we don't know how it's going to turn out, because we're afraid. It's just kind of the fear cycle then comes in. And you could see the earthworm like being shy, right? Our ego can keep us from a lot of things. But if we take the time to sit and reflect, asserting patience and allowing the wisdom of the owl to kind of come through. Owls are very wise. They're very keen. They have beautiful, clear sight, and a wide vision, right? They can really turn their necks. So this new moon is offering us the chance to sit with our shadow and sit with our guides and sit with our spirit guides, right? And our angels and our team, however that looks to each of us, and reflect upon what has gotten us here, because where we are is exactly where we're meant to be. So everything that's gotten us here is where we're meant to be. So kind of reflect upon that and then see where we can make changes, what in our shadow that we, or our everyday habits can be changed slightly. It doesn't have to change completely, but just the little bit, the smallest change can really make the biggest waves sometimes. And so it's sending that signal to the universe, like, I am ready. And it may not be to make that full leap, but baby steps. You crawl first, you roll over, then you start crawling, and then you stand up, and then you begin walking, and then you begin running. So if we can remember that also applies to like manifestations and healing and stuff like that, and if we can just begin living life and not so much thinking about life, but actually experiencing life and get out there and do things, we can then begin to create more and kind of get moving the energy that we already have. Sometimes I find, personally in my own journey, sometimes, we can find ourselves in these situations where we have all of this energy, but we're not necessarily aware of the level of spiritual abundance that we have. And so we look at our life and think that we're lacking a lot of things, but we're really not. And so it seems like Spirit is really asking us to just kind of take that moment to reflect and see all of the things that we do have to be grateful for, and kind of find a new sense or a breath of fresh air, and kind of like allow ourselves to create from this loving, joyful place, right? And we can even use those other emotions, if you will, like depression, sadness, anxiety, fear, resentment, anger, jealousy. You can use those emotions to create art. You can release those emotions through so many different avenues, and it seems like Spirit's really asking us to kind of do that. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me on this Thirsty Thursday with this lemon ginger tea. I'm sending you beautiful, loving vibrations, and out with a bang. Bang, bang. Infinite love, infinite light, infinite movement, my friends. Namaste.